Hello, welcome to Dungeoneers Pack, a channel bringing you player-focused discussions and character guides for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Josh, thank you for watching. Unearthed Arcana Subclasses Part 5 introduces 2 new subclasses for the Monk and Ranger that are oozing with dragon flavor. For the Monk, we get to test out the way of the Ascendant Dragon, which looks to provide a different angle to mix the elements with martial arts. In this video, I'm going to go over the mechanics of the way of the Ascendant Dragon, my opinion on it, and how you can fit the subclass into the various official 5th edition settings. Before we get started, an easy way to support this channel is to like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell to know when new videos are up. You can also support us directly at our Patreon by becoming a Dungeoneer. When you become a Dungeoneer, you get access to an exclusive role in a private chat in Discord, access to all the character build scripts, and you will be able to listen to an audio-only version of each week's video before it goes up. You can find a link to the Patreon in the description below. With that said, let's get started. The Way of the Ascendant Dragon will give a monk 2 features that imbue them with Draconic flavor when they hit 3rd level. The first feature from this subclass is Draconic Disciple, which sets out to give the monk class Draconic power in and out of combat. Whenever we damage a target using an unarmed strike, we can change the damage type to the damage types associated with dragons in D&D. We can choose between acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. This feature will also give us the ability to speak and write Draconic if we don't already have the ability to. And if we were to fail an intimidation or persuasion check, as a reaction, we can reroll to get another chance to beat the skill check. This ability recharges on a long rest. The immediate thing that sticks out to me is when comparing this feature to the Dragonborn or the Dragonblood Sorcerer, we are not restricted to a specific damage type. We are capable of switching damage types on the fly. Having the option to switch our damage types also helps the monk get around magical resistances much earlier than other monk subclasses. The chance to reroll against intimidation and persuasion checks is a nice buff, but will only come into play if your group will be in a political game. I wouldn't mind if this instead allows us to reroll when we fail making an intimidation or persuasion check. This would allow the monk to be more active in social encounters. The other feature we receive at 3rd level is Breath of the Dragon, which provides the monk with an improved version of the Dragonborn Breath Weapon racial trait. When we take the attack action on our turn, we can replace one of our attacks with an energy attack with a range of our choice of a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot long 5-foot wide line. Just like Draconic Disciple, we can choose between the damage types when using this attack. Each creature in the area of this attack must make a dexterity saving throw against our key save DC. If they fail, they take damage of the chosen type equal to 2 rolls of our martial arts die, and half that much if they make the save. The damage of this attack increases to 3 rolls of our martial arts die at level 11. We can use this feature a number of times equal to our proficiency bonus, and when we are out of those uses, we can spend 1 key point to use the ability instead. This feature recharges after a long rest. Breath of the Dragon is better than the racial breath weapon from the Dragonborn, and I'm okay with that. I know some will find issues with this, but the problem isn't that this feature is good. The problem is that the Dragonborn breath weapon wasn't designed to be useful at every level of play. I like how this ability scales, can be used in place of one of our attacks, and if we run out of our uses, we can use key to keep using it. What also caught my eye, despite the feature's name, it doesn't state the attack is a breath weapon, so we can reflavor this attack however we choose. We can reflavor the attack to look like we are elemental bending, like we are from the Avatar The Last Airbender series. When we hit level 6, our dragon power starts to manifest itself physically with the Wings Unfurled feature. Whenever we use Step of the Wind, we gain a flying speed equal to our walking speed until the end of our turn. We can use this feature a number of times equal to our proficiency bonus, and it recharges after a long rest. When we run out of uses, we can spend 1 key point to use this feature with Step of the Wind. Wings Unfurled offers us a very limited way to fly. This will not grant us true flight, but we will still be able to move in 3-dimensional space during our turn. The only times I see this being used in combat is either trying to escape or trying to catch an enemy that's in the air. The problem is that even if we catch an enemy that's in the air, we can't keep ourselves there, and we will eventually fall to the ground. Another issue that could pop up is when we run out of uses for Wings Unfurled. We get the benefit of using our key to continue using the ability, but since this ability triggers off Step of the Wind, which also consumes key, we will be burning through our key points. Even then, it's not a situation I see happening fairly often. Wings Unfurled will see the most use outside of combat, so the monk can help troubleshoot issues for the party. While the early features of this subclass only provide us with benefits, starting at level 11, our Draconic power expands to help our allies with the aspect of the WYRM feature. As a bonus action, we choose between one of our Draconic damage types, and we create an aura 30 feet around us for 1 minute. As long as we and the party are in the aura, we gain resistance to the chosen damage type. If enemies hit one of our allies in the aura, our allies can use their reaction to deal damage of the chosen damage type equal to 1 roll of our martial arts die. We can use this ability once as a bonus action, and we can spend 4 key points to reactivate it again. It recharges on a long rest. Aspect of the WYRM provides the party with a defensive buff that also has the benefit of pushing out a little bit of damage. The damage damage our party can return off of this comes out to a single d8, which may not seem like a lot at level 11, but there are a couple of things I'd like to point out. The damage does not require an attack roll to hit, it just requires a reaction and the damage always lands. The other thing is that the damage we do does not have a range limit, so no matter where the enemy is on the battlefield, they are not safe. The only issue I see that could come up is if we really stick to the striker roll, weaving in and out of combat. This feature wants us to plant ourselves in the middle of combat near our team to get the most out of it. The last subclass feature builds on top of the rest of the subclass's toolkit. Ascendant Aspect enhances our subclass's abilities while also amplifying our senses. We gain blind sight out to 30 feet, which allows us to see anything within range that isn't behind total cover, and are capable of seeing invisible creatures unless they successfully hide from us. Also, whenever we use our Breath of the Dragon feature, the creatures caught in the attack take damage of the chosen damage type equal to our martial arts die at the start of their turn. At the end of their turn, they can roll to make a save against it, and if they pass, the effect ends. The last benefit we get with this feature affects our Aspect of the Worm ability. When Aspect of the Worm is activated, we choose any number of creatures within the range of our aura, and those creatures take 4d10 damage of the chosen damage type. Ascendant Aspect is a solid final subclass ability that builds upon the rest of the features in this subclass. Our damage output increases significantly with the additional area of effect damage when we activate Aspect of the Worm, or the added damage per round to our Breath of the Dragon attack. In addition to the damage potential, we gain blind sight, which helps the subclass fulfill the striker role. No assassins or invisible threats will get past us. We get a chance to shut them down before they even get a drop on us. Before I give my final opinion on the subclass, let's take a look at how this subclass fits into official 5th edition settings. For traditional fantasy, we could be a follower of the dragon god Bahamut with our sole mission to travel the realms to stop the cult of the dragon. In EBERRON, we could be a dragonborn from Argonessen attempting to ensure or prevent elements of the Draconic prophecy come to pass. In RAVNICA, instead of using the Draconic flavor of the subclass, we can take the mechanics and apply it to a character that is a member of the Simic Combine. As a successful subject for the Guardian Project, the elemental powers come from the various wildlife from RAVNICA, which have been infused into us through biomancy. And at last, in Theros, dragons dwell in Perforos's forge in Mount Velis. We could be a new anvil rock creation imbued with the powers of the dragons that call the forge their home. The Way of the Ascendant Dragon subclass does something familiar, but introduces it in a new and exciting way. It provides us with a new approach to play an Elementalist Monk. Where the Way of the Four Elements Monk struggles in this aspect, the Way of the Ascendant Dragon succeeds. What I like about this subclass is how the features build on different mechanics of the monk class or the subclass without them coming into conflict with each other. The design choice to have the features have initial uses based on our proficiency bonus makes it easier for us to manage our ki. Yet still, after expending all of our initial uses, we can still dump ki into these features to continue using them. The only issue I see with this subclass is a minor one. Some features want you to be in the middle of the fight to benefit your team, which could come into conflict with the striker combat role the monk usually plays in the party. I would love to see this subclass making it a print, as it does provide a new way to play an elemental powered monk while also introducing dragon elements into the martial arts based class. With that said, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the Way of the Ascendant Dragon Monk? If you want to see more content like this, let me know down in the comment section. You can also catch me at the Dungeoneers Pack Discord. A link to the Discord can be found in the description below. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one.